When working with things like ADHD, what we're actually looking at is large amounts of theta and or delta. So these are slower waves in the brain, things like anywhere from 1 to around 7 hertz. And we tend to see a lot of this in our temporals and what's called the prefrontal and the frontal lobes. And then when we look at that same area, we tend to see not a lot of these faster waves, anywhere from 12 to around 15 or 20 hertz, which is low/mid-range beta. And what we actually then start to do is a process called neurofeedback. So let's say the person is experiencing typical ADHD kind of symptoms, where we'll see a lot of slow wave activity throughout the frontal area, and we want to somehow speed that area up. So with neurofeedback, that individual gets all the equipment. We send it all remotely, and they can train it at home. And this is where they would sit down looking at a screen on their tablet or on their phone, and they'll be playing games essentially with their brain, and that game will proceed when the brain is working effectively. Things like increasing those beta waves and decreasing theta and or delta. And when theta's, let's say, increasing, which we're not wanting to do, we want to inhibit theta, then that game will slow down, and that person won't be able to continue through the game. So what we're actually doing is using a principle called neuroplasticity, which is the brain's ability to adapt and reshape and reform certain networks in the brain if it's given the right stimulus. So what we're doing is giving that stimulus through visual cues and auditory cues. Works off what's called operant conditioning. And this reward-based sort of system is, over a period of time, the brain's getting more effective at, let's say, increasing beta and decreasing theta, for example. And what that's going to do for that individual is bring on more focus, attention, awareness, those kind of things, and those ADHD traits are going to start to lessen. So that's how we do it with neurofeedback.